Hello. I am sitting on the floor. I was just looking at that poster on the wall is of the Smiths. We are actually in my other son's room. I normally film in, it's a Jack and Jill bath right there, and these were the twins' bedrooms. And I don't know, I've just never filmed in here before, so I thought it would be fun. Hello, welcome back. It is Vlogmas day 12. Shocking. I cannot get over that I have uploaded a video 12 days in a row. Today we're going to do a Q&A. Maybe part one of a Q&A, kind of depends on how long-winded I am, because y'all send in some very, very good questions. A lot of travel questions, quite a few parenting questions, a lot of lifestyle questions. So you gave me some good stuff to work with. So biggest thanks. Y'all are the best. And yeah, I should probably just dive in. Like I have talked so much to you in the last 12 days. What else is there to say, really? Well, I'll tell you all of these questions. Most YouTubers, when they do this, they like show you on their phone how many questions there are. I'm so old school that I printed out. Some of them came from the YouTube video where I asked for them too. So I've got everybody's questions here. So hopefully I will get to yours. So let's start with the travel ones, because it's really fun to talk about travel, and why not? Because there were a lot of travel questions. If you're new to my channel, which generally you don't watch a Q&A if you've never watched a creator before, but I don't know your life, so maybe. Most of my content is either lifestyle, travel, or just kind of daily, weekly vlogs, just like overall life stuff. And characteristically, that's where the questions lie. So I'm happy with that. Okay, I've got a dog coming in. Hi, Sadie Marie. Sadie is hardly ever in the videos. She just generally does not want to be on camera. She is a diva in her own right. She does not appreciate having to share the lens. So I'm not actually surprised. What is in your eye? Excuse me, I get gunk out of my dog's eye. That's very classy highbrow television. But yeah, we'll just let her be just right out of shot. I love you. Mama loves you very much. Okay. All right. So question number one that is travel related. Which Disney ship brings the most magic to you? Well, I don't think this will come as a shock to anyone. The Disney Dream. It is the first Disney ship I ever sailed on. It's the Disney ship I sailed on with my kiddos and with my mom. Unfortunately, I've never been able to sail on it with Sadie, which is very sad. I know it like the back of my hand. I'm actually sailing on the Fantasy for the first time coming up in March, and it is the sister ship to the Dream, and I'm interested to see if I like it as much. I feel like whatever Disney ship was like your first ship, for most of us, that's the one we always kind of go back to. If you watch Cruise with Ben and David, they really love the Disney Magic, and the Disney Magic is my least favorite ship. So, I think it just depends on your family memories, what you associate with an individual ship. So yeah, the Disney Dream. It just is. I can't really tell you why, except for it does have a beautiful deck board that I love. Here she goes. Not supposed to be on the bed. Okay, fine. Sneak peek of 2025 travel. I don't have that much planned. I have a cruise in March, and then I have, coming up in January, I have a trip with Scott, which I am on the fence about whether or not I'm going to actually vlog it, or if I'm just going to do it as like an overview. I don't know. It's a bit challenging to try to be on vacation with my husband and film being on vacation with my husband. So I may just bring highlights back to you guys from that trip, but I'm very much looking forward to that because we need some time away. You're all like, but you just went to Barbados. We went to Barbados for 22 hours for a work trip for him. Not relaxing, not complaining, but also not relaxing. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's January. March, I have a cruise on the Fantasy that I'm very excited about. May, I have a girlfriend's trip to Walt Disney World that I'm very excited about. I will be vlogging at least most of that one, not all of it, obviously, but I will be vlogging that one. And as of right this second, that's all I've got scheduled. Now, the reason for that is, as we've been talking about, My mom, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and vascular dementia, is living in an assisted living facility. I'm trying to get out to see her about every 3 months. So that travel will happen throughout the year. And I'm trying to leave margin. My friend Adam and I were just talking about this. He's also a travel vlogger. And in years past, I've made a mistake where I've like scheduled myself so tight that if unexpected things came along, I wasn't able to take advantage. And I don't want to do that this year. I want to leave some breathing room. And with the trips to moms, I just am feeling like for 2025, flexibility needs to be the name of the game for me. So who knows what will happen? I have an enormous privilege in that my schedule is my own. I can travel whenever I want. I can go wherever I want. And so we're just going to see what happens. So you're going to want to be here because you know I'm going to travel. I'm just not exactly sure where I'm going to travel yet. So that's kind of exciting. Any plans to visit new Universal Orlando Park in 2025? Probably not. My husband has actually shown some interest in going to Universal. So maybe. I don't love Universal parks because I really struggle with motion sickness, and so many of their rides are VR based. That's just not my cup of tea. Also, because we have DVC, it really pains me to pay what they want to charge at the Universal hotels, which they're lovely. And I have been to Universal and I have stayed there. We stayed at the Hard Rock, so that you get that, whatever their front of the line pass is called, if you stay at the deluxe resorts. It's just a lot of money when I already own a timeshare and I can be in Orlando. So it's not my favorite thing. I don't mind the Universal parks. I especially like the Harry Potter areas in both Islands of Adventure and the other one. I don't even know what they're called. I am not a good Universal person. So I guess maybe. I don't know. I don't have any plans as of right now. Did you miss doing the rainforest room on your last cruise? I didn't. And I think it really depends on the ship. Now that the Wish, if you're not familiar with Disney Cruise Line, the rainforest room is their spa area. And the different ships have different amenities in the spa area. The newer ships, the Wish and the Treasure, have like literal outdoor hot tubs, private sunbeds, beautiful areas with the rainforest room. The Dream and the Fantasy have pretty decent rainforest rooms. You've got the showers and you've got the sauna and the steam room. Oh, also the Wish has a cold room as well, although it's not that cold, I'm going to be honest. And they have outdoor hot tubs. I like the Dream. I really don't like it at all on the Magic. I bought the Rainforest Pass and I didn't really get my use out of it, especially since I really like a good steam room. All of the ships have a private steam room in the ladies' changing room that anyone can use. I didn't know if y'all knew this. You don't have to have the Rainforest Pass to use the steam room in the ladies' changing room, and there's also one in the men's changing room. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's across the board on all the ships. I know for sure it's true on the Wish, the Dream, and the Magic. So I would kind of assume it's true on all the ships. So I'm not sure. Like, I love it. And if it's a longer cruise, for sure, I think you can get your money's worth out of it. If it's 4 nights or less, certainly not if it's 3 nights. I just don't think there's enough time to take advantage of it. So I kind of missed it, but it was only a 4-night cruise, so not so much. I don't know if that answers that question. Okay. Mrs. Rainforest. When is your next cruise? March. Already tackled that. Any new never been before travel destinations in 2025? No. Still jonesing for an Alaska cruise at some point. The problem right now is I really don't like being gone 7 days. I really like leaving my trips to like 4 or 5 nights max. And that's due to the dogs, and I'm going to get more to that in just a minute, and being away from Scott and all of the things. And all the Alaska cruises obviously are 7 nights, and then I have to get there a day in advance, so they're 8 nights, and they're so expensive. And I'm really trying to watch my spending when it comes to travel I do just to film it, all kinds of travel. I'm just trying to be fiscally responsible right now because I have economic insecurity about the United States right now, and I kind of am taking a wait and see attitude, and I kind of want to leave my money where I know where it is. I don't want to spend a lot right now. Okay, let's see. Would you mind sharing your travel agent or share ideas of where to start for Disneyland Paris? I would love to share my travel agent. Her name is Christy. I will put all of her information down in the description box. She has a podcast. She's one of my patrons. She's a personal friend. Scott and I had dinner with she and her husband the last time that we cruised together. She's a lovely person. She's very good at her job. And I just checked with her before I started filming. And yes, she can book Disneyland Paris for you. So yeah, I'll put her description on. Not her description. Christy is a lovely woman with brunette hair and a sparkling personality. I will put her information in the description box and just tell her that I sent you and she's the best. Or don't tell her I sent you, whatever you want to do. Are you planning a cruise on the Disney Adventure? I think like 6 of you asked me that. No, and there's 2 big reasons, and I kind of already covered them in this video. The first reason I'm not is because it's so freaking expensive. The new ships always are. That's just the way it is. The second reason I'm not is the 7-night sailings. I don't like being gone that long. I just don't. I like 4 or 5 nights. I'm great. Longer than that, I get too much out of my routine. My dogs miss me too much. I don't get to see my husband enough. Unless he's with me, of course. So pretty much unless Scott is with me, I'm probably saying no to anything longer than 4 or 5 nights for the foreseeable future. I never say never, but no plans to get on the Treasure as of right now. And it does look like a beautiful ship, and I'm sure that there will be tons of YouTubers covering it, so you don't have to worry that I didn't get on it. But I'm cheap, y'all. You know me. I'm all about a guaranteed stateroom on an old ship. Give me that all day long and twice on Sunday. Okay, that is just like our first page of travel. No. I did both pages of travel. Yeah, I did good. Do I have one more page of travel? Oh, I do. Any Disney travel coming up? Kind of already covered that. I am going to the parks twice in 2025 as of right now, subject to change. I thought this one was really good. Do you have a travel memory prior to YouTube you wish you had the footage captured? Oh, this is a hard question because I have I've been traveling my entire life. So that's a tricky question because I'm a big age. If I go back, probably the ones I most wish I somehow magically had footage of are when I was in high school. My dad worked for Honeywell and he was the head of marketing for their avionics division. So we would go to the Farnborough Air Show in London and the Paris Air Show in France happen every other year. So you would go London, Paris, London, Paris. And the whole time I was in high school, we were able to go on those trips with him. Those trips with my mom and dad were some of the most fun that I ever had with my parents. It was very chill. It was just a really precious time. My dad passed away in 2009 from multiple myeloma, which is a very aggressive and not fun cancer. And I just really miss him. So if I could go back and look at footage from anything, I have photographs from that trip, but I don't have any video. It would be those trips for sure, because we laughed a lot, and there were some years there of some pretty grand adventures. And as much as I've traveled my whole life, those trips really made me feel comfortable traveling in Europe in particular, and gave me a great deal of just travel confidence. And my dad was just a great adventurer. So, and really even going back further than that, camping trips with my grandparents and my siblings and my parents, I have no video evidence of those trips, and I would love to have it. A lot of y'all that are younger now don't realize that back in the day, you maybe had photographs and a few grainy, if somebody had a video camera, but it wasn't actually normal to go on vacation with a big old video camera. So we just don't have videos from back then. And I would love to be able, we have so many great memories. My sister and I were just talking about this. My grandparents' camper, and there was a little like bed up above the driver's seat, you know, those old school campers, and just in the woods in Washington State. And we just had a ball. So anyway, memories I wish that I could go back and relive, which they're still in my head, but I would love to see the videos of them. That was a sweet question. Okay. Did that. This is an interesting one. What is the ideal length for a Disney cruise? My favorite length is 5 nights. A 5-night Disney cruise is perfect for me. even though I just said 4 to 5 nights, for a 5-night cruise coming in the day before, especially since I live so close to most of the ports, this might be the year that I risk coming in the morning of a cruise. You should never do that, but this might be the year that I risk that, because then that could be 5 nights total. And I really like a 5-night cruise. I feel like you relax, you get to know the ship. You really can enjoy all the amenities and still enjoy the ports of call. And it's just perfect. 3 is way too short. 4 is what I do most of the time. And 5 is my favorite. Okay. What is your favorite and least favorite Disney resort? Favorite and least favorite Disney resort. Since we're DVC members, and prior to that, we stayed, Delta used to have, if you can believe, a 50% discount for deluxe hotels. So we've stayed over my decades of going to Disney parks. We've stayed at all of the resorts, literally. I don't know. That's really hard for me to say. I love the Riviera and I love Old Key West. Those are our 2 home resorts with DVC. I also love the Boardwalk a lot. I used to love Beach Club when the kids were little because of that pool, but now I like Boardwalk better as a grown-up. Love the Contemporary, old school Contemporary, staying in the tower. I mean, there's nothing like that, right? Like the monorail going, I adore the Contemporary. Even the Garden Wing view rooms at the Contemporary, we stayed there a lot when the kids were young because they were always on sale. Loved the Garden Wing rooms. So they're the outbuildings kind of. You have the tower and then you have like the other buildings. Love that resort. I love the location of that resort. I love Bay Lake. I don't know. That's an impossible question. I can't answer that question. And it depends on the trip. Like I have favorite resorts for girlfriend trips. That's definitely going to be an Epcot area resort. I have favorite resorts for family trips. I don't know. If I were with my mom, I don't know. It's too hard. It's too hard. I can't answer. Okay, couple more travel questions. So many travel questions. And I think I've already yammered on for 17 minutes. So there's definitely going to be 2 parts to this. Question, who watches your fur babies? I put this in the travel section. Not sure it's really a travel question. It kind of is though. You travel a lot. Do you have a pet sitter service, etc.? It's hard to leave the fur babies with a sitter, but for anything longer than a week, I think they miss their humans. Yes or no? I think they miss their humans. As I have said, don't like leaving for longer than a week, and we always have a house sitter. So, yeah. So we have someone that is here. There's always someone here in my house. With the dogs. We don't ever take them to boarding. Some of y'all may not know, Lenny and Sadie were in a shelter for a long time before we got them. It's a very nice shelter / boarding facility that our local rescue group works with. But nonetheless, I mean, it's like a really nice boarding place, but you're there for months and it's not a good situation. Dogs get something called kennel stress, and it was very bad. Due to that, I will never put them in a kennel, ever. I will just never do that. I was a volunteer with the organization when I first met them and saw their room where they lived, which was a cement floor. And it just, again, it was a typical kennel. It's not like it was a dirty, bad kennel. It's just that they were not at all happy there. And they have they have a really good grooming facility there, and I won't even take them there to get groomed. They probably have forgotten by now, but I feel like they have a bad not connotation, but like a bad memory with that. So I don't take them there. So we always have a house sitter, and we have a house sitter that we use all the time. So there's a comfort level there, but I agree. Anything longer than a week, I don't think is good for them. And it's also not good for me. Like I need my house and I need my routines. I know that's weird. What destinations would you not go to solo? Personally, unless I was with like Adventures by Disney or some other like Viking cruise line or something like that, I would not go to a Muslim country as a woman by myself. I just wouldn't. I would go with Scott and I would go with a group, but I wouldn't just go out. Now, some women would and have had great success. It's just me personally. Because if a country has very restrictive rules about women and what they can do and what they can wear and where they can go, I don't want to put myself in that position by myself. And it's more just a personal comfort thing. But I honestly feel like bad things can happen to you anywhere. And so traveling, I don't feel like if you're smart and you make good choices, I feel like you're just as safe traveling as you are at home. In some cases, more so. So there really are very few places on that list that I would not go by myself. So there you go. I feel like be smart. Someone asked me about this on Threads and they were like, don't you ever feel unsafe traveling? Sometimes I feel unsafe in my own town. Like the world is unsafe. So you have to behave in a safe manner. And I personally do not believe you are incurring any additional risk in any country in the world if you're smart, if you stay in the areas that are known to be on the safer side, if you're aware of your surroundings, don't be an idiot. And that's just me. So yeah, your experience may vary. And may you all have very, very safe, wonderful travels. I really, in all of the traveling that I've done, I have only felt truly unsafe one time. And I was on the tube in London and there were these two very sketchy guys that were like making eye contact with me and then acting like they didn't know each other, but I kept catching them looking at each other. And my spidey senses, it was actually in a vlog from a million years ago. Like my hairs on my arm were standing on edge. Were they up to no good? I have no idea. But all of my alarm bells were going off. You know what I did? I got off. It wasn't my station, but I got off and I waited for the next train. Like there's always a next train. So if you're in a situation and you feel unsafe, remove yourself from the situation and don't get yourself in a position where you can't remove yourself from the situation, right? So yeah, it's not that I've never felt unsafe. It's just that whenever I have felt unsafe, I have been smart enough to put myself in a position where I have an exit strategy. I can get out of the situation. I can make a plan, do something to protect myself. You can take care of yourself. I really believe that you can. Okay, what else? Oh, this was a good one. How old were your kids when you began solo travel? I think I would love it, but I'm wondering if I should wait until my kids are older. So my first solo travel started when my kids were pretty young, and it was just like a weekend. And I went just to a local hotel. I would go on women's retreats with our church. I think it's really good for kids, for mom to go away periodically, because what they learn is that mom goes away and mom comes back. So if it's I think short trips for either mom and dad alone or certainly mom alone, or dad alone are really good for young kids. I also think it's phenomenal if you are the parent that takes the primary caregiving role, leaving the other parent with the kids helps the other parent get to know them better. It helps the other parent get a better idea of their daily routines. I would talk to moms all the time that would be like, oh, well, I would never leave during the week because it's just too much for him to try to manage. And I'm like, he'll figure it out. Like your partner is a grown person. And I think it's irresponsible because things can happen, right? I think it's irresponsible to not have your partner feel that they are fully equipped and capable to take care of your kids. Scott and I have always co-parented. There was never this like, is he babysitting? Hell no, he's not babysitting. Those are his children. So he's taking care of his children. And just from a safety perspective, it's irresponsible if you are lucky enough to have a co-parent. They need to be fully equipped to care for the children. I know that seems like an obvious thing, but I think a lot of women in particular, it's a power play. And we want to be the keeper of all the things and the knower of all the knowledge. And we might complain about it, but part of it is like an ego trip because we know the ship can't operate without us. Well, then you need to fix the ship because you might not be there. And you want to know that the person that is your other partner could easily step into that role and be a kick-ass primary caregiver for your child should that become necessary. Every child deserves that. Whew, that was some strong words. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to leave. I think that was all of the travel questions. There are a lot of other questions on here that are like lifestyle involved, and I'm going to do a part 2. I just decided. I just decided right now. So thank you for those of you that sent in questions. These were fantastic. Let's go downstairs and open some advent calendars. Okay, first things first. Now that I started doing this, I need to start switching this. Lenny, guess what? You want to come up here? Guess what, Lenny? We are now 13 days until Christmas. 13 days, MacGruber. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I also, if you're one of those people, like I used to get, you are so crooked. It's fine. I used to get really sad, like as Christmas got close. This is when I was younger. As Christmas got closer, I would get really sad because I felt like it was almost over. Now, as a grown-up, I love January so very much. Like it might be my favorite month just because I love my new planner and new beginnings and a fresh fiscal year and blah, blah, blah. Like I'm ridiculous. So I'm as excited about January as I am about the holidays, and I don't get depressed anymore, which I think is called growth. So that's good. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that Q&A. I hope it was, I don't know what, it was what it was. You asked questions and I answered them. So that's, I don't have control over that. Let's do the wine one first today. We are on day 12. Yesterday was not a wine day for me. I might have that Chardonnay tonight. I don't think did I read my card yesterday? I don't remember if I did or not. This is number 12. I haven't even looked at it. It's from California. Aromas of blackberry, plum, and pepper, jammy fruit flavors, toasted oak, and dark chocolate oak notes. And this is from Wild Child again. Okay, I feel like we're far enough in that I can give a review of this advent calendar. Very high quality. I will do this one again, hands down. It is called the In Good Taste. If they do the same one again, celebrate the season. I love the wines. I feel like the presentation is really good. I love the bottles. I love that it's just enough for either 2 people to do a taste or 1 person to have like a healthy pour. It's not too much wine, and the varietals have been really, really good. So there you go. Very happy with this advent calendar. And this one is just a red wine. So it's a blend. Does it say? It doesn't say what the blend is, but I'm looking forward to trying this. So yeah, the wines have been very high quality, very high quality. Okay, so let's move into our next one. I'm going to move you guys. I feel like this is kind of chaotic. I've got like, there, look at how much better. In the e-course, one of the things I talk about is your backdrop, and I'm just not very good at it. Sometimes I go from like really chaotic to, it just is what it is. I'm not going to overthink it. Okay, now I'm going to save our Voluspa for last because it's our last day of that one. That's so sad. But let's do Elemis. Elemis day 12, which is right here. And day 12 for Elemis is, oh, I'm so glad I got this. Skin Nourishing Milk Bath. This was not in last year's advent calendar. And again, with my new bathtub, am I going to be done talking about it soon? Maybe, not today. I really love milk bath in general, and I got one in the L'Occitane thing, but this one I'm really excited about. So this I will be using, and that's 2 full ounces. So I feel like that's how much you only want to shake well and pour into warm running. It doesn't say how much to use, but probably not more than maybe 2 capfuls. So that's a couple of baths at least. That's probably like 4 or 5 baths in there. So woohoo, I'm excited about that. That's awesome. Okay, now let's do L'Occitane. Let's see where number 12 is. That's evens. It's going to be on this side. This advent calendar is starting to look pretty rough. Like that came off completely. I mean, they're paper, folks. This is what it is. Number 12 is Fleur Cerisier Cherry Blossom. Le Perle Shimmering Lotion. Ooh, shimmering lotion. Shimmering. Let's see how, should we check that out and see like how shimmery is that? Okay. okay. It's kind of shimmery. It doesn't have like glitter in it. It's not going to read on camera. Oh, the cherry blossom smell though. That's delightful. Oh, me likey. That's good. That's good stuff right there. And then let's do the Beekman one next. I ordered this morning. I watched the QVC presentation. Y'all know I freaking ordered the QVC, the $80. It's like 3 gifts, and I'm going to give one to my hair person. I always like to do like gift cards or small gifts for like the different people in my life. I'm going to give one to my neighbor, and then I'm going to give one to somebody else. I don't know yet who, but maybe me. But it was really a good value. So anyway, good job, Beekman 1802. Y'all have just brought me, what do they call? They call people who buy their products, they call them neighbors. By the way, actually watching them speak, sweetest company. And I learned more about how they bought the farm, and the goats were on it, and the old guy they bought the farm with didn't know what to do with the goats, and so they started making skincare products. They're based on kindness. It's just like the sweetest thing in the world. So if you know anything bad about them, I don't want to know it. Because I really like the Beekman boys right now, and I want to stay in my little bubble because they seem just like the sweetest things ever. Okay, this is another soap. I'm going to start using this in my daily shower, I've decided. It was kind of glary. This is the goat milk body soap. This is the pure. I'm pretty sure this is like where they started. And because I finally watched the presentation, I got to learn about like pH balance and the goat milk that they use and why it's so good for your skin. And as someone who has chronically dry skin and also can have eczema, things that are really nourishing for my skin are huge. There's only a few products I can use. So I'm excited that I got samples so I can experiment and make sure I don't have any reactions to anything. But these soaps, I'm very excited that I got another soap. I think that was like the 4th soap that I got. And I think this is slightly smaller than the full size, but still substantial. And yeah, very happy with everything that I'm learning about the brand. This was a great example about why it's fun to do an advent calendar for a new to you brand, because you really do get a chance to try out stuff without making too major of a commitment. Okay, this is the last day with this one. Oh my gosh. It's been swell. Thanks for the memories. Oh, just so sad. It was good though. If all acquaintance be forgot, we'll still have the Voluspa calendar. Okay, day 12. This is our final candle. It's the final candle. No, that's obnoxious. Foraged wild berry. Not just regular wild berry, y'all. The foraged kind, which is different. And that screams Christmas. Also, though, this would be a great January scent. I don't know why I like put scents into months of the year, but I think that's pretty normal. Some smell more. I should say this. It doesn't smell like Christmas necessarily. It smells like winter. So this is a good wintertime scent. Foraged wild berry. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Good job. I would get this calendar again, you guys. I really would. I would take, let's now, in reflection, Voluspa candle, thinking back over the weeks. If I had time, I would go back and do a little montage because you know, your girl loves a montage. This I felt like was a lot of fun. I feel like the scents were really varied. I was able to discover that scent that smells like my mom's house that I'm not now completely obsessed with. I felt like it was super fun to open every day. I would get this one again. I really would. Is it like the best value in the world? Probably not. But because of the presentation, because of getting to try the different scents, because it's a US brand, yeah, I think I'm okay with this. It was not cheap. Like I'm looking at the back. It was $165. Did I know it was that much when I bought it? That's the thing. 12 candles for $165. I mean, you know, but it was still fun. I'm not sorry. There you go. Okay, that is it for today. I will be back tomorrow. maybe. Thank you so much for all of your support on these Vlogmas videos. I cannot tell you what it means to me. I appreciate you guys so very much. And whatever you're doing today, I hope you're finding joy. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.